What did ancient humans do with absolutely no privacy at all? No walls, no doors, no personal space. Picture your entire life happening in front of everyone you know, eating, sleeping, arguing, grieving, all completely visible to your entire community, every single day, for your entire life. Most people assume that would be unbearable. The actual evidence suggests something far stranger. Ancient humans may not have experienced privacy the way we understand it at all. Let us start with the most basic fact. Archaeological evidence from prehistoric dwellings shows something consistent across nearly every culture studied. The family dwelling was one single room. There were no bedrooms, no bathrooms, no separate spaces for separate activities. Entire extended families, sometimes including grandparents, parents, and multiple children, lived, slept, and functioned within a single shared space. Anthropologists studying hunter-gatherer societies that still exist today found something that directly challenges modern assumptions about human psychology. Children witnessed everything: intimacy between parents, childbirth, illness, death, conflict between adults. Modern parents go to enormous lengths to shield children from these exact experiences. Ancient children grew up surrounded by all of it, constantly, as completely normal background reality. Here is where this gets genuinely surprising. Researchers studying child development in these communities found no evidence that this caused widespread psychological harm. They were not traumatized. They were prepared. Children raised this way often developed emotional understanding as social skills earlier than children raised in more isolated, privacy-heavy environments. Death was not a frightening mystery hidden behind hospital walls. It was simply part of life, witnessed directly, understood early. Now think about something even more intimate. Physical relationships between couples. In environments with zero physical separation, how did ancient humans manage that at all? Silence became the wall. Anthropologists, studying multiple traditional societies, found a consistent, fascinating pattern. Communities developed strict, unspoken social rules around active non-observation. Essentially, everyone present would deliberately, collectively pretend not to notice. This was not naivety. It was a sophisticated social technology, built entirely from behavior rather than architecture. Privacy was not a wall, it was an agreement. Researchers call this concept social privacy, distinct entirely from physical privacy. The protection did not come from materials blocking a view. It came from a community-wide agreement to behave as though they had not seen anything at all. This required a remarkable level of collective social discipline, something modern humans, surrounded by walls and doors, rarely have to practice or develop at all. Let us talk about something even more universal: using the bathroom. There was no bathroom door. In most prehistoric and many traditional societies, eliminating waste happened in designated outdoor areas, often visible to others nearby, without walls, screens, or any physical separation whatsoever. Here is the strange part. Multiple cross-cultural studies on disgust and shame found that modern humans are not born with bathroom-related shame. It is almost entirely learned, culturally constructed, and varies dramatically across different societies throughout history. Shame was taught, not instinctive. In other words, the intense privacy modern humans demand around basic bodily functions is not some universal human default. It is a relatively recent cultural invention, layered on top of a species that spent most of its existence without any concept of bathroom privacy whatsoever. So if there was so little physical privacy, did ancient humans have any private experience at all? Here is where anthropologists found something remarkable. Privacy did not disappear. It simply moved. Privacy moved inside the mind. Multiple studies on indigenous and traditional cultures found that internal, mental privacy, thoughts, personal reflection, individual memory, remained completely protected regardless of physical living conditions. The body was visible, mind was not. This suggests something important about human psychology. Privacy might be less about physical walls and more about a fundamental cognitive boundary that exists regardless of environment. There is another layer to this that completely reframes how we think about ancient social structures. Everyone knew everything about everyone. In small, tightly knit groups with zero physical privacy, gossip, secrets, and hidden behavior became almost impossible to maintain long term. Everyone's reputation, conflicts, and relationships were essentially public knowledge within the community. Researchers studying group dynamics in these societies found this created a powerful, built-in accountability system. Bad behavior could not hide. Neither could generosity, kindness, or skill. Your entire reputation was constantly, visibly, earned in real time. Reputation was your only currency. In the world without locks, contracts, or written records, your visible, constantly observed behavior was essentially the only system holding society together. Trust was not assumed. It was built daily, in full view of everyone around you. This single fact may explain something modern psychologists still study intensely: why humans feel such powerful anxiety about reputation and social judgment, even in a modern world full of physical privacy. We still carry that instinct today. Some researchers believe this ancient, constant visibility environment shaped deep evolutionary wiring around social anxiety, gossip sensitivity, and the powerful human need to maintain a positive public image, wiring that still operates intensely today, even when nobody is physically watching us at. So what did ancient humans actually do with no privacy? They built a different kind entirely. Not walls, not doors, not separate rooms. They built social agreements, collective discipline, and an internal mental boundary that protected something walls never could: the privacy of individual thought. The version of privacy modern humans rely on, physical, architectural, locked behind doors, is actually the unusual, historically recent invention. The ancient version, built entirely from trust and shared behavior, came first and lasted for the vast majority of human existence. Did you know any of this before today? Drop a comment and tell me which fact surprised you the most. I read every single one. And if you want more videos that take strange, overlooked questions about human history and actually explain the real science behind them, make sure you're subscribed, because next time we're answering a question even stranger than this one. I'll see you in the next video.